Michael, you have set very low expectations for yourself, and somehow you are still failing to meet them. You hit rock bottom.
Come on, Michael.
You're
My
still
old lady
digging.
can run faster than that.
Michael! You've got a six-pack minus the plastic stuff that holds it together.
Broadcasting
Now
from
keep
Ann
running.
Rice High. I'm Brody Barcode.
Since
I'm
you're gonna
Ryan
suck my soul
James,
out,
and welcome
I'm
to the
getting laid,
Parlor.
all right? I am not dying a virgin.
The fuck? Hold on, I got this. Oh, there we go. Your hub for independent art and entertainment, as well as a platform to showcase independent artists and entertainers abroad. Damn! Now that's gourmet. That it is, sir. We're back again with another tasty review. Make sure you go out and grab your snacks, sit down and relax. Make sure you had those munchies ready to go as we talk about Vampire Bud by Zachary Jones and Alexander Salazar. We are taken into a world that is somewhat of a stoner premise, but not really like Grandma's Boy or Half-Baked. In this pilot, we are introduced to two characters, Zeke and Jakob. Zeke is played by Zachary Jones, and Jacob is played by John Esperance.
Jacob with a K.
That's right. That's what he's credited as in the credits of this pilot or episode 1 that we have been privy to review. It is very on the high school level, you know, all the selling of weed and stuff like that. So we don't expect to get monetized for this one. But hey, whatever. We're still working on that. Please subscribe. In the meantime, sit down and relax and listen to us babble on about this.
I gotta say, if we here at the Parlor were hosting a double feature of Superbad followed by Shaun of the Dead, Vampire Bud, or at least this episode, it to me, it'd be a tasty appetizer. Just leading right into that double feature.
Yeah. Now, with the reference to Shaun of the Dead, it kind of gives a little bit of a spoiler about the episode. What I've gathered out of this episode is that supernatural beings are created by smoking a particular strain of marijuana. We do not have a lot of backstory on this, but it is very, very fun in the campy aspect. You know, you got the typical guy that wants to try to get laid at the party. Meanwhile, he and his friend are being stalked by the drug dealer that they're supposed to be paying back. I mean, very, very simple in that aspect, but the comedy level in it is a lot of fun. You got some really entertaining characters, some wonderful one-liners that kind of keep you captivated, and the more I've watched it, the more entertained I've been with it.
Oh, yeah.
Considering stoner movies or stoner shows or stuff like that really is not my huge entertainment value.
And it does. It has that cool buddy kind of vibe.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The setup and the visuals are really, really good. For an independent crew doing this, I feel that it was a very, very solid episode. The first time I watched it, I had to put my mindset into it a little bit more. Though, being that this is the third or fourth time that I've watched it, I've grown to enjoy it even more so. I mean, even with the little snippets of the coach, which you get introduced to, but we don't know. I mean, we haven't gotten a chance to explore more about it because we're still waiting on more information coming from the crew, from Imaginative Pictures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Imaginative Pictures. Wow, I'm going to stutter over that one.
And, I mean, they've done an incredible job with this pilot episode. I know they've, if I'm not mistaken, completed the second one, getting ready to work on the third. So yeah. I'm incredibly excited to catch those episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, just a very well done.
The characters are, for this particular episode, you're taking on the journey of how the drug dealer's asking for his weed. And Zeke has a friend, Jakob, who is a vampire. We don't know how he has become a vampire, but he's also kind of a daywalker, even though he's walking around with an umbrella, because his dermatologist will get really, really mad at him for a bad skin rash, which is actually stated in this episode. The ideas that have been put into it were really well thought out. Simply complex on some levels because we're still left wanting more, which I personally enjoy, but I could watch the episode and still be fulfilled in anticipation for the next one.
Yeah.
This has not been released yet. We have not been informed of a release date. It is still something in progress of trying to get, I guess, better funding and whatnot.
Yeah, from what I've seen online, yeah, doing different campaigns and such. But I mean, so far so good from what I've seen. So
Yeah.
you know,
Also, one of our previous interviewees, Hick Sheremy, is working with this group as well.
yeah, and he's actually we'll see him on the second episode if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because didn't he also direct one, or is going to direct one of the episodes?
I believe he's
slated at least.
He's doing some more work behind the camera on that.
Yeah, and we know that he, in particular, is very busy based off of his Facebook posts.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, these guys are kind of a ragtag group of people that is wanting to put a project together and have really done so in a great way to, working the full-time jobs and still putting something solid together.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm incredibly impressed with this first pilot episode. I like I said, I think it's really fantastic.
Within this episode as well, there are other characters that are involved. We don't know how much Zeke's love interest, that is very, very loose term, Izzy, played by Tatiana Piper, we don't know how long she's going to be in this, because also her character is also the girlfriend of the drug dealer they're trying to get to pay back. And his name is is Jock, not Jacques. Jock, Jawk, and is played by Ryan Tyler. The main antagonist in this one that is spawning at the end is played by Quinn
Lapperos?
We're gonna go with that.
Pretty close.
We do not
Charlie. Charlie.
He's kind of the nerdy guy that kind of creeps up everywhere.
He's like right now like my favorite cat in this series. To me, like watching this episode, like especially going back to the first time, it's kind of like this hybrid of like McLovin meets Stifler,
right?
And just
not as successful in that aspect either.
Just I keep going back to that line during a gym. You know, what was it? A joke's on you. I don't even use my hands. Right.
And this is set in a high school environment, so you can kind of expect some of that, the world and the vibe of just the trials and tribulation of high school.
Yeah.
You know, dabbling in products that they probably shouldn't be dabbling in, and then the wanton lust for the good-looking girl type of a thing. But the way it's played and the character interaction was very, very well done, and you felt like, okay, yeah, there is going to be much building as the series goes on.
Like I said, going back to that buddy kind of vibe. I mean, at least this episode, and I'm sure leading into the series itself, it is. It's just that cool, crazy, funny, upbeat kind of hangout type of show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just getting together with a group of friends or buds, and just,
Yeah.
All right, let's catch Vampire Bud.
Right. I mean, for me, the stoner comedies really is not my huge thing, but I did not feel that they focused on it solely, which made it a little bit more entertaining. I saw a character development. I felt that there was a backstory between Zeke and Jacob. There was a bit of progress in the backstory of Jock and Zeke and Jacob as well. Not really much on Izzy, but you can kind of see in the way that she's portrayed in the episode that she is I guess you could say, the preppy kind of athletic girl that's very popular in her own right. Yeah. That the guy that knows that she is completely out of his league he's going to go for her.
Yeah. Which goes back to that kind of classic story.
Yeah.
Which, and it works.
I mean, right now, looking back on it, yes, I still have questions. I still want to see more of like how the entire world develops with how are these creatures, I guess that's the best way I can explain it, are created. And I think if they keep going on this path, we're going to get those answers, and we're going to have a lot of fun watching it develop.
Yeah.
So, that is our review of Vampire Bud. We had a lot of fun. Thank you, Zachary, and thank you, Alexander Salazar. Sorry, we're having to look at our notes because we're forgetful people. Please, leave a comment below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. It'll help us out a lot. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. Tell your enemies. And we will check you out on the flip side.
I'm Brody Barcode.
I'm Ryan James.
And
have a happy one, everybody.